Man's final frontier, eh? Aiden Kirk, how about that? A 9-7 winner with incredible composure for a youngster against the one and only Phil Taylor, who wasn't quite right. Whatever the cause, that takes nothing away from Aiden Kirk. Let's have a look at the match stats because they'll tell us something of the story. Phil actually outscored Aiden, but 3 maximums, 8 140s, and as ever, it's the story of the checkouts and those doubles, 43% to Aiden, just 25 to Phil. Let's hear from the winner. He's with Isha.
And for a factory worker who's 20 years of age from Nottingham, you've just beaten Phil the Power Taylor. How are you feeling?
I can't believe it. It's a dream come true, really, to be fair. I'm stuck for words. I just can't really believe it. He didn't turn up on the day. He didn't play like he can, but I hit my doubles, and that's all you can do. So I took my chances.
For your first game on television, you look so composed and controlled, even towards the end. Where did that come from?
It's just me, my personality. I'm just not really bothered to be. It's just a game of darts to me. It's what I love doing, and it's how I'll always play. So.
Now, you were 5-3 up, and then Phil Taylor came back at you. How did you manage to claw your way back into the game and then obviously win it?
I don't know, I just carried on throwing my darts and they went in, so my average wasn't great, and Phil didn't turn up again. Phil should have battered me there, but he didn't average what he should have done, and I've took my chances and that's it. So.
Have you taken heart from seeing the likes of Michael Smith winning against Phil Taylor and knocking him out in the World Championships? And obviously he has had a poor run of form lately.
Yeah, there's a few youth players that's beat Phil, and there's Keegan Brown, there's Josh Payne, there's Michael Smith, and I had hope going into the game, but I didn't really think I was going to win, to be fair. I thought I was going to get a leg or two, but I've beat Phil Taylor, so I'm over the moon. I'm really over the moon.
Well played once again. Go and enjoy your night.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Some story, some player. Elsewhere, Phil's old foe, Raymond van Barneveld, is still very much part of this UK Open. A 9-3 winner against Mick Todd. That's Raymond's 3rd straight win of the day. He entered the fray rather earlier than Phil, and he is still very much involved. Aiden Kirk, of course, will be back for more tomorrow. Amazing stuff. Let's round up what else has been happening on this extraordinary Friday night in Minehead. Downstairs to Ned.
Yeah, down in the boiler room, things are beginning to thin out. There was a lot of interest, I tell you what, in what went on the big stage actually down here. Despite
it was quite funny, wasn't it? Everybody stood here was watching the monitor here. Thinking, go on, they were cheering on for the kids.
Yeah,
good for the lad.
Yeah, absolutely. Big upset on the big stage. Not so much of an upset down here. Really, we've seen a procession of some of the bigger names and some of the big favourites going through. Although we had Kevin McDine playing his 4th match of the day earlier on, and he did crash out. He was one of the first people to fall this evening. He went out to David Pallett 9-8, and that was the end of Kevin McDine's rather exceptional run. But we've got here he is, just going out. It was a really valiant fight back from McDine in the end, because McDine was
6-1 down.
He was 6-1
back
down
to 8 apiece, and he had to take the 1-2-1 out to win it. So
exactly. Then after that, we've seen pretty serene progress from Mervyn King against Carl Merchant.
Yeah, Mervyn pretty solid there. Carl's been pretty dangerous, taking out some good players. Mervyn as solid as ever. He'll be happy with his performance.
Indeed. And Terry Jenkins, who was a big favourite down here, wasn't he? He had a huge crowd to watch him. Again, serene progress, wasn't it? 9-4 against Stuart Kemp.
Yeah, Stuart's obviously a very dangerous player, but Terry just never gave him a shot and just got so far in front and mulling back in.
And another fans' favourite, Gary Anderson, also eventually getting the job done, 9-3 against the Pie Man Andy Smith. Big friends those two as well.
Yeah, smiling at the end there because he thought he hit double 10 with the first one, walked to the board and had to come back, but then he got the double in the end.
Yeah, slightly stumbling, halting finish to that, but it's been good stuff down here, and you've got much more action upstairs.
Thank you very much, of course, to Ned and to Alan. I think they're enjoying their darts here on a Friday night. Those lucky enough to be present to witness a little slice of tungsten history. Interesting stuff. And a good match in prospect next on the main stage. There's a little subplot perhaps to Michael van Gerwen, very much the man of the moment in PDC darts, up against the youngster called James Hubbard, who actually beat MVG in the final of the PDC World Youth Championship back in 2012. Of course, van Gerwen has gone on to great things since then, but I'm sure both players will remember that from just less than a couple of years ago. But let's get the players out to this expectant crowd by rejoining John McDonald.
Hello and a very warm welcome back to the action that's coming to you live on ITV4 from Butlins, Minehead. Welcome to the Coral UK Open Championship. That's brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Time now to meet our players. Ladies and gentlemen, the former PDC Unicorn World Youth Champion, James Hubbard! And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the newly crowned champion of the world, mighty Michael and Gerwen!
So these two know each other pretty well, as previously explained. And whilst there's no pressure, fellas, of course, you're going to have to go some to beat what's just graced the main stage in terms of a story here at the 2014 UK Open. First to 9 again as we join Alan and Jim Proudfoot.
Well, he's a man with the world at his feet. Michael van Gerwen, world champion, world #1, Premier League champion. His list of achievements is long and expanding quickly. He was also the winner of the Players' Championship on this very stage here in Minehead in December, but he is yet to make it past the quarter-final in 7 previous UK Opens. Well, against him, James Hubbard ranked just inside the top 50, and although the Norfolk youngster failed to get beyond the last 32 of any ranking tournament in 2013, the most significant win of his career did come against Van Gerwen, and he knows from that and what we've already seen with Aiden Kirk beating Phil Taylor that shocks can happen.
Well, we certainly won't see a bigger shock than that last one. Phil Taylor just didn't really turn up at the races, did he? And then Aiden Kirk got his chance and took it with open arms. So fair play to the kid, biggest win of his career. Can he go on further? No, it's down to these two. Michael van Gerwen, as we know, #1 in the world, world champion.
25.
Was beaten in consecutive years, as I said, in the World Youth. One of those years by Mr. Hubbard.
That's a bullseye, so James has won the ball. First leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
And he's got the throw, having hit that ball. I just wonder how much of an advantage it will be for James Hubbard, who's played twice already today. Both games went deep. Beat Jeff Batten 5-4, Steve Hine 5-3, but he has warmed up. This Mighty Mike's first game of the day.
Yeah, you think he would be well and truly primed, ready for the match. He knows it's a big task. He knows his form hasn't been good of late, but it's been pretty good today. He's got through some grueling encounters, some of them close, hitting the big shots just at the right time.
80.
Need to get in early against Van Gerwen. As we know, roller coaster train when he does start hitting those big trebles and big finishes.
is suffering from nerves. He's hiding them very well. Very solid start from a man who's making his third appearance at the UK Open, James Hubbard. And despite the fact he's only 21.
He does have a lot of experience, doesn't he, for a young kid? Obviously World Youth Champion, we said. He's played in the World Championship a couple of times, played in the Grand Slam. So he should be used to the big stage.
And from a darting family as well. His dad, Vic Hubbard, played in the first 4 UK Opens in the last decade.
Good player, Vic. Lovely fella.
140. James, you require 120.
Shanghai, as they know, down in the pub. Treble, single, double. Oh, not quite in that one. Tidied up reasonably well. And Gerwen hanging back on 103.
68. Michael, you require 103.
Single 3. Double top.
83. James, you require 52.
Didn't seem to get enough power in that one. Seemed to pull it slightly. So big opportunity for Hubbard to get the first leg on the board. Very important, the early part of these matches. Double 10. You feel he has to hit it.
42.
Both on the wire.
20.
Grimace there from Hubbard.
Gives on the first leg. Michael Van Gerwen.
There's this psychological effect as
Second
well
leg is
of having
Michael to throw first.
lost the leg
Game on.
with the darts and having 2 missed darts at doubles.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that.
57.
So that last game, Phil Taylor scored reasonably well on occasions, but just kept giving his opponent the opportunities, and it was more than once.
140.
Van Gerwen certainly one of the crowd favourites, and he'll certainly
140.
be the favourite before the comp. He'll certainly be a big favourite now that Phil Taylor is on his way back home.
It was Phil that knocked him out in the quarterfinals last year. He averaged 102, Van Gerwen, in that game, and still lost 10-7.
34.
But he wished he had the Phil Taylor today with the 83 average.
78.
It was an extraordinary match. Those 2 130s where he went treble 20 and missed the double 5 by a distance on both occasions, hitting double 12.
And that leg could have cost him in the end when you think about it.
100.
In the last leg, decide if he'd have hit that one. He was on the first and could have maybe nicked it, but Aiden Kirk took his chance.
140.
That's what this tournament's all about. Some of the players you don't know, you don't see that often on the TV screens.
This young man being one of them.
100. Michael Uruguay, 86.
Van Gerwen, 86. 2 darts at double 16, double 8 now.
70.
Hubbard's back
James
with a
Uruguay,
chance to break back.
127.
Now Hubbard missed 2 darts at the double, but these are the kind of finishes that can really get you going in the match. Now, 17 for Bull. If it's a treble, it's double 8. Bull for 127 for Hubbard. Right in the middle. 1-1.
Third leg is James to throw first. Game on.
Magnificent response. A 127 with a Bull finish to break back against the world champion. And could not have been more central in that Bull. He hit the Bull
62.
to get the darts in the first place. He's had 1 dart at Bull in the match and hit it absolutely spot on.
Strange, isn't it? You have 2 darts at the double and miss it. 1 dart at the Bull, straight in the middle.
Still games going on elsewhere. James Wade safely through. He's beaten Mickey Mansell 9-1. 7-0 up at one stage in that.
Yeah, good win there for James. Former winner here twice, as we know.
83.
Michael Mansell been showing some good form recently.
$140.
2 of the top 4 in the world rankings already out. Simon Whitlock and Phil Taylor, both victims in this evening's session.
84.
The As Lewis is through.
He wasn't convincing, was he?
Hoping to go through as well, but no, he wasn't convincing, Aiden. He wasn't his best by any stretch of the imagination.
I suppose the bottom line is he got through. That's all it's down to. Match play darts, beat the opponent in front of you. They're still in the comp. Sometimes get a bit
54.
too involved with averages, don't we?
121.
Just show some true form in some of the games. Double 18 for a 1-2-1.
85.
Already seen a 1-2-7 from Hubbard. But again, he threw first in this leg and he's languishing back on 2-1-8. Just taking out that 1-2-7 finish. He threw his first dart in the treble 20 and he's just done exactly the same thing there. Treble 20 and 2 single ones.
Gives on the third leg. Michael Van Gerwen.
No messing from Van
Fourth leg
Gerwen.
is Michael to throw first. Game on.
Punished emphatically. The first 3 legs have all gone against the darts.
97.
Another man who's made it through in the last few minutes, Andy Hamilton, beat Yellow Klassen 9-8.
I was just walking past the game and it was 8 apiece and I had to get myself down to the comms box. I really wanted to watch that last one because you could see the tension.
76.
You could feel it in the atmosphere, all the players watching it, all the fans. He was 4-0 up at one point, was Yellow Klassen.
58.
Good win there.
Andy safely through last year's runner-up in the last 32. And a draw for that last 32 conducted by you and Chris Mason at the conclusion of tonight's play on this main stage.
25.
Just to reiterate the format of this tournament, the draw absolutely wide open.
Yeah, the FA Cup of Darts, as we call it.
134.
So the top 2 ranked players can draw each other. We've got 2 qualifiers still in the tournament. They could draw each other. Why not?
55.
Too many loose darts from Hubbard. Apart from that 1-2-7 finish, I have to say it hasn't been the form he's produced throughout the day.
Michael Uruguay 78.
Right, scoring's just deserted him now. Loose first dart, double 10.
Gives on the fourth.
Well, the first dart was ropey, the second and third were brilliant, and
Fifth
Van
leg,
Gerwen
James
leads
throwing
3-1.
first. Game on.
Well, almost at a canter, really. He's into the 100 average. He hasn't really fired both barrels yet in this match. Too many loose darts from Hubbard. Another one into the 1.
81.
Good recovery though. Kept his composure there well.
$60.
That was a visit which just took Van Gerwen's average below 100. James Hubbard's average in the mid-70s at the
59.
moment.
Despite only, well, 1 out of 3 the doubles, so it hasn't been brought down by missed doubles. It's the scoring that's been letting him down. Got to up it. Last leg before the break. Again, he's done the same. That's 4th time he's hit the treble 20 with the first dart and then
64.
into the single 1. Costly.
100.
The tons keep coming relentlessly from Van Gerwen.
$60.
Downstairs, if it's a treble, 19 and leave double 12.
177.
Great setup there from Van Gerwen. Not the 180 maximum, but 3 of the big trebles to leave himself double 12. Van Gerwen in command, and yet ones again there
21.
from Hubbard.
Michael Uruguay 24.
For a 13 darter. Double 6.
18.
Will be back, but a little bit careless.
Yeah, certainly was. Foot off the gas there from Van Gerwen. Good setup with a 177. And had the old proverbial mess of it, but Hubbard still back Well, if he can fill it in, he'll leave double 18 with Van Gerwen on double 3.
123.
Dodgy one,
Like we require
double 3,
6.
ball on the board. Richard
He's
Ashdown's
on the
favourite
fifth
double.
leg, Michael Van Gerwen.
Michael Van Gerwen hasn't had to go into top gear yet. 127 from Hubbard, but that's the only response. Michael Van Gerwen, current world champion, leads at the first break by 4 legs to 1.
Welcome back. Butlins in Minehead is the venue. It's day one of the Coral UK Open Darts, and it's been a tremendous day, a dramatic day. Phil Taylor out, beaten by 21-year-old Aiden Kirk. Simon Whitlock also a casualty on day one. He lost to Ronnie Hybrex. Of the qualifiers, Simon Stevenson and Paul Hogan have both gone through, and we're concentrating on the main stage on Michael Van Gerwen against 21-year-old Norfolk boy James Hubbard from Wyndham. And Van Gerwen in complete control, 4-1 up with an average of 100 as near as makes no difference. Hubbard struggling in the mid-70s. He had a 127 checkout, hasn't even got to a double since then.
Sick leg is Michael to throw first. Game on.
In a nutshell, it was a great 127, and then he's just never kicked on from there. Van Gerwen had a
60.
canter really, got quickly to the 100 average, just underneath at the moment, but he hasn't had to produce that much to be 4-1 ahead. Yet to win this tournament, difficult one on the circuit.
60.
3 former champions already through: Barneveld, Wade, Thornton. Reigning champion Phil Taylor out, as you say.
100.
Accident there for Van Gerwen. His first one of this match. Puts him back into the 100 average zone.
And the fact that it is his first of the match in leg number 6 kind of tells its own story.
93.
Hasn't been pushed by James Hubbard at the moment.
Yeah, certainly a different James Hubbard that beat him in that World Youth final a few years ago.
140.
Just shows you where Michael Van Gerwen has gone. World number 1, world champion, and numerous other tournaments, including the Premier League.
96.
So many good young players coming through. Been watching some of them today. It's been great to watch. A lot of them come through the PDC
58.
youth system as well. The youth tour kicked off recently. Feeling the pain is Hubbard. Yeah, you can see the grimace there, trying to get himself G'd up. It's just not happening.
84.
Good last one.
Michael Uruguay, 63.
Went for the treble 13 there. Tops he's got now.
23.
Well, that was nearly in the hole in the 20. He's left a bogey on 6-8. Had no choice there with hitting that 7. Hit the treble with the last dart, so couldn't do anything about leaving the bogey.
100.
Tops for Van Gerwen. The steamroll further ahead. Double 10.
Give shot the stick
no
leg.
messing.
Michael Van Gerwen.
Flick of the eyebrow from the Dutch wizard.
Throw first. Game on.
A little bit frustrated with himself there, Michael. Didn't want to leave himself 63 in the first place. Then missed tops by a long way.
81.
But mops it up. Finds himself 5-1 up. And he's coasting.
Yeah, he's not being pushed, is he? But he won't mind that. Just wants to get it over. Hopefully get into that hat. The draw at the end of the proceedings. 32 players. I'm sure we'll have some humdingers drawn against each other.
140.
I've told them all to blame Chris.
$58.
Just lost some focus, Van Gerwen, hasn't he? Because he's so far ahead and he's not being pushed. He's just lost his focus. Dangerous.
43.
Not just for now, but for the future of the tournament. You've got to keep your focus on. You used to always say, make sure you kill your opponent. Move
58.
on to the next one.
He's had 9 darts in this leg so far, and he's scored 173.
Well, his average has dropped down almost 10 points in the last 2 legs. Hubbard struggling. Van Gerwen is in this leg.
44.
The crowd have become a lot more sedate as well after some absorbing clashes
81.
here in the big tent on the main stage.
Yeah, because nearly all the other games have finished on the other boards. Everybody's made their way to the big auditorium here. So jam-packed there. Quite a few in fancy dress
61.
as well. We do see quite a lot down here at Minehead. Fancy dresses on. Oh, that's an unlucky deflection.
77. James Uruguay, 132.
On a finish, and boy does he need it. Well, he was hitting the ball for fun earlier. Not now.
Well, both players leaving the kind of showboat finish. 2 balls, double 16 for Hubbard, which he's not hit. But the big
42.
humdinger for Van Gerwen. The 170, 2 treble 20s and the ball. Well, he's not been in the leg so far. He's not been in the leg. He needs the ball.
145.
Oh, in the 25.
James Uruguay,
Smile
90.
from the Dutchman.
This will be the first leg since the second one of the match that he's even thrown a dart in a double. Bullseye. Can he get it this time?
65.
No.
Well, halfway through the leg,
25.
Hubbard was so far ahead. It's Van Gerwen who threw first at the double.
21.
Missed it
Change
again.
required 25.
He knows that's not good enough.
Double 8 then for James Hubbard. Double 4.
21. Michael, you require 4.
He's almost hoping it goes in, rather than portraying the darts are
Game's on
going.
the 7th leg. Michael Van Gerwen.
Van Gerwen knows he's not having to do
Great
too
leg,
much
Michael
here.
to throw first.
Wins
Game
yet
on.
another leg on the madhouse. And Hubbard will be the mad one. Just hasn't got himself going.
93.
1-2-7 finish is the only highlight really for him, and we're into leg 8.
That was back in leg 2. It was against the darts. Got it back to 1-1. Good finish, you thought, would be the catalyst for a decent performance from the 21-year-old. Exactly the psychological lift that he
60.
needed. And he's produced a very introverted performance since then.
Well, we have said over the last year or so, James has really
38.
struggled on the circuit, and this is why, because he just hasn't managed to keep his focus. Just can't get himself settled there, as you saw, getting himself to the hockey. That's better. Again, how many times has he done that? And how many times is it the treble 20 and then the
121.
small one? Good recovery with the third, though, to be fair.
32.
Well, it has been a routine in the extreme so far for Michael Van Gerwen. And he just hasn't been pushed.
100.
As a result, his average now south of 90. That's better from him, but it's only his second maximum of the match.
80.
Welcome to the leg, Michael. It's another maximum. Almost with ease.
64. Michael, you require 158.
Well, he missed the ball for a 170. Won't get the 158. Hubbard's had a 127. Can he up the ante with a 156? Get himself going.
Needs the 2 treble 20s. There's the first one. Again, hits that single one the number of times, as you say.
80.
That second dart just
Michael, you
goes off to the
require
right.
62.
Double 8 now for Van Gerwen, and he's
Game's on the
7-1 up.
8th leg. Michael Van Gerwen. 9th leg, it's James to
Well,
throw
his doubles
first.
has been pretty
Game on.
good. Not outstanding. 7 out of 20. He's only around a third. But he hasn't had to do it any higher.
140.
Crowd are getting more vocal. Another game on here. Bunting, Dowling, and
85.
the draw for the last 32 for tomorrow afternoon. Right into the meat and gravy now of the tournament. This is better from Hubbard. Started the leg with a 140 and follows it with his first maximum.
140.
6 excellent darts, excuse me, but not on a finish.
Well, it's a different Hubbard. Hubbard's come out of the cupboard.
120.
25 would have left double 18 for a 10-dart leg.
134.
To tidy
Change
up.
requires 61.
61. His best leg by far. Well, he's missed a big number. Well, Michael Van Gerwen, 142. Quite often goes for treble 17, but he looks like he's staying upstairs. Yeah. May stay there for double 11. Double 11 for a 142. Whoa, that's the crowd pleaser. Almost, well, the best leg by far from Hubbard. Made a little bit of a mess. Never going to throw at the double. And Van Gerwen steps in to take out the 142. Thank you very much. 8-1.
140.
1-1 after 2 legs, 8-1 now after 9. Really struggling now, James Hubbard.
Well, that must have deflated him there. He had a fantastic leg. He missed a 25 to leave double 18 for a 10-dart leg. He did fall out, but then he made a little bit of a mess of the 61. And then Van Gerwen steps in and takes out 142.
100.
There we go, the second maximum. Too late though.
Surely left himself far too much to do. It would be one of 3 great comebacks in this tournament's history.
Monstrous proportions if that happened. It'd have to be a calamitous capitulation
156
from MVG to lose this one.
James
Shuffle across, the bed was pretty much blocked. So 148 for James Hubbard.
Just needs a decent setup here. Just trying to sneak one in. Well, unlucky there. He's left himself 90. Van Gerwen, cricket fans, 1-1-1. Can't
44.
Finish
James
now. So
90.
chance for Hubbard to keep the game alive. He's at a maximum in the last 2 legs. He's made a mess of the finishing. Needs this one now. Well, again, he's done it again to the left. He's not having
50.
a throw at the double.
67.
Mistake again from Hubbard.
Double 16 then for the match for Van Gerwen.
Shot
And he's through with a minimum of fuss. A 9-1 victory. And I'm afraid it was every bit as resounding as it sounds. James Hubbard beaten up, and Michael Van Gerwen makes it through to round 4 and the last 32. Very, very comfortable. Wasn't really pushed at all. How will he get on at the business end of the tournament as he bids to win this for the first time? His first match could hardly have been more comfortable at all. 9-1 is won.